Narrator, tone. Cheerful one morning, I headed to the kitchen to get some water for tea, only to find the water dispenser empty. Just then my phone rang.
Tone, cheerful. Hey, how's your morning?
I answered while effortlessly lifting the large water jug with one hand, replacing it smoothly. Narrator, tone. Surprised when I turned around, James Smith, the CEO, was standing behind me with his hand outstretched.
Tone, friendly, I was about to help, but you seem to have it all under control.
Narrator, tone. Shy darn. I've had a crush on James Smith for a long time. Sarah Brown always said a big CEO like him would prefer a lady of elegance and grace. So, I dressed up like a refined lady every day. Today, I wore a little white dress and had my hair in a cute bun. Now it's over. I lost the game before it even started. Narrator, tone. Serious back at my desk. I couldn't calm down for a long time. Then, the CEO suddenly called me to his office. Narrator, tone. Terrified this is bad. I must have embarrassed him by handling the water jug like that. Such a tough task done by a cute girl must have been a blow to his pride. Nervously, I entered his office.
Tone, serious, come with me after work.
Narrator, tone. Baffled, I was completely puzzled. Could it be that my bold personality was exposed and James Smith couldn't stand it? With a heart full of anxiety, I got into his car after work and we went to a place. It was a training ground.
Tone, serious, come here.
He pointed to a pile of punching bags on the ground.
Tone, serious, pick them up.
Although I had no idea what was going on, I did as he said.
Tone, serious, swing them around.
I followed his instructions and swung them around.
Tone, serious, now throw them at that door.
Whoosh! I accurately smashed the door open. The noise was so loud that everyone present turned to look at me. Some with admiration, some with shock. Narrator, tone. Stunned, I was stunned myself, covering my mouth as I looked at James Smith. He remained expressionless, and after a moment he said,
Tone, serious, go to the HR department. You're not suited to be a secretary.
Narrator, tone. Panicked, I panicked, thinking he was going to fire me. Mr. Smith, please, I don't want to resign. I was wrong. I promised to eat only half a bowl of rice from now on.
Tone, serious, what, you don't want to be my bodyguard?
I blinked, completely confused. What did you say? He ignored me and walked away. Narrator, tone. Upset, I stood there, dumbfounded and a bit upset. I like you, and you want me to be your bodyguard? James Smith, I want to be the boss's wife. That evening, I went to Sarah Brown's place for a drink and poured out all my troubles to her.
At least James Smith didn't fire you. Having a personal bodyguard means he must appreciate you.
I frowned.
Don't laugh. I was so embarrassed in front of him today.
But have you ever thought that maybe James Smith is just reserved and likes someone with a wild spirit?
You didn't say that before.
Oh, I was just guessing.
Sarah patted my shoulder.
By the way, I received a lot of packages this time. Can you help me pick them up?
I gave her a look that said, "You're treating me like a laborer." And she laughed again.
I'll share half with you.
All right, that condition I could accept. Sarah's family was quite wealthy. Given our relationship, taking things from her was just natural. She was also a shopaholic, and her packages always piled up like a mountain outside her family's supermarket. The supermarket was just across the street from the residential area. I carried 2 large sacks on my shoulders, and my right hand pushed a cart with about 20 packages. Just like that, I made my way through the streets. But then I saw a familiar license plate. A black Mercedes stopped next to me, and James Smith stepped out of the car. I was stunned, standing there like a weightlifter in front of him. He seemed equally surprised to see me there, his eyes scanning me from head to toe.
Shopping?
I wanted to dig a hole and disappear. If carrying water buckets and punching sandbags were accidents, how could I explain hauling dozens of pounds of packages? I couldn't care less about talking to him. I lowered my head and muttered,
You must have mistaken me for someone else.
and quickly walked away. When I got back, Sarah was laughing hysterically.
What a coincidence.
I threw a cushion from the sofa at her.
It's all your fault.
Okay, it's my fault. She pointed to several large boxes on the floor. These are all to make it up to you.
I started opening the packages by hand. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was James Smith. Oh no, was he calling to confirm?
Answer it quickly.
Sarah reached out and pressed the answer button for me.
Mr. Smith? I almost dropped my phone.
Where are you? There was the sound of traffic in the background.
I looked at Sarah. I'm at home.
Get ready. We're going out of town. There's a ribbon-cutting event tomorrow afternoon.
So sudden.
Why, do you have plans?
No, I'll head to the office now.
Just wait at the entrance of the Sunshine residential area.
Sarah Brown had been a great help, carrying 2 bags of clothes for me while I managed my 3 large bags of skincare products without a hitch. Once we were in the car, I decided to playfully complain.
Oh, I'm so exhausted. My arms are too tired to lift.
I tapped my arms and legs for effect. In the back seat, James Smith watched me through the rearview mirror, his gaze making me uneasy. I quickly composed myself. That evening, we checked into the Intercontinental Hotel, each taking a separate room. I left all the lights on and video chatted with Sarah until around midnight when I finally started to feel sleepy. Half asleep, I thought I heard footsteps outside, followed by the sound of my door latch being tampered with. My first instinct was to protect myself, so I grabbed a bottle of mineral water from the table and went to check the peephole. There was no one outside, and the noise had stopped. I stood by the door for a moment, contemplating calling the front desk.
Who's there?
I couldn't stay put any longer. I opened the door and rushed over with the water bottle. The door to the next room was wide open, and a camera had been thrown to the doorway. I saw James Smith pinning a man in a baseball cap against the wall.
Oh no. My hero can't get hurt.
I swung the water bottle at the man's head. The bottle shattered, the cap flew off, and water splashed all over James Smith's face. The man in the baseball cap went cross-eyed and fainted on the spot.
James, are you okay?
I quickly dropped the broken bottle and started wiping James Smith's face with my hands. He choked on some water and looked a bit disheveled.
James, I didn't mean to. Please don't be mad at me. I was just trying to save you. I'm so sorry.
As I wiped his face, I noticed his soaked silk pajamas, clearly outlining his chest muscles. My hands instinctively moved downward.
James, do you want to change your clothes?
I'm fine.
He nudged the man on the floor.
This guy's a paparazzo. Go get the camera.
Sure thing, James.
I eagerly retrieved the camera and handed it to him with both hands. James Smith mentioned this guy was a veteran paparazzo, and the photos on the camera dated back over a decade, some of which were quite explicit. Fortunately, there wasn't a single photo of James Smith. Following his orders, I contacted the police station to have the paparazzo taken away.
Do you want to sleep with me?
He prepared to change his clothes, noticing me standing behind him.
James, I'm just worried about your safety.
He ignored me and changed his clothes right there. To my surprise, he was so bold, and I could see his silhouette reflected on the black screen of the TV. My cheeks burned, my heart raced, and I couldn't take my eyes off him.
Good night, James.
I stumbled back to my own room, my heart still. Emily Johnson couldn't sleep the whole night, infatuated and restless. When the next day arrived,
There he is, James Smith. I can't help but think of that silhouette from last night.
blushing, Emily followed behind him, heading towards the ribbon-cutting ceremony scheduled for half an hour later. As they prepared backstage, paparazzi managed to sneak in, snapping photos desperately.
Ignore them.
He pulled Emily back when she was about to confront one of the paparazzi.
Oh, glares at the paparazzi and raises her fist secretly.
The event proceeded smoothly, even with a small incident on their way out. The crowd outside, including reporters and fans, were mostly there for James Smith. As soon as they stepped out, a barrier was breached and people surged in.
Mr. Smith.
Without thinking, she spread her arms to block the crowd, though many still slipped past her. James Smith was surrounded, cameras flashing incessantly.
Please step back.
But no one listened. She looked at James Smith with a troubled expression.
Emily, you know what to do.
Understanding his nod, Emily gently pushed people away, like dominoes.
Did you see that?
They were stunned, rubbing their eyes.
Mr. Smith, shall we go?
All right.
He chuckled softly, making Emily blush to the roots of her ears. Back in the car, James praised her.
Impressive strength, quite experienced.
Thank you.
In the evening, they were invited to dinner by the hosts.
How about an arm wrestling match, Emily? The loser drinks a glass.
No way. I was just eager to save Mr. Smith.
Come on, just for fun. Let's have a representative. The loser switches out.
James Smith didn't say anything, but a faint smile played on his lips. Emily followed orders. Michael Williams went first, but using her left hand, Emily easily defeated him.
My stomach is full.
10 more people took turns. Even the best drinker ended up feeling sick. Emily didn't drink a drop. On the way back to the hotel, James kept laughing.
What are you laughing at?
I didn't expect a young lady like you to have such strength.
Just a coincidence.
Coincidence? Looks like I need to find someone else.
Find someone else for what?
Should I reconsider hiring someone with long-term stable strength as a bodyguard?
No, Mr. Smith, it's not like that. Please don't replace me.
And so, the night ended with Emily's heart pounding, both from the day's excitement and the unexpected praise from James Smith. After that, I became much more obedient in front of James Smith. I would willingly carry a mountain-high stack of files, update office furniture by lifting 2 desks with both hands, and when accompanying James Smith on set, if any accidents happened, like a ceiling falling down, I could block and break it. Perhaps it was my overwhelming protective instinct. Today, while accompanying James Smith back from outside, I helped block a bicycle at the company entrance. I was even worried the elderly person might fall off the bike, so I caught them.
Your hand is injured.
James yanked me back into the car.
Mr. Smith, it's nothing. I'll just disinfect it when we get back.
James Smith ignored me and told the driver to head to the hospital.
Mr. Smith, there's no need. It's just a minor scratch.
What if your injury affects your work?
My initially jubilant heart suddenly felt sour. But after we got to the hospital, besides disinfecting, James Smith also had the doctor check if I had any other injuries. Fortunately, there was nothing else, and James Smith breathed a sigh of relief. On the way back, I heard him let out a deep sigh. I glanced at him cautiously, and he really did look worried. At that moment, my heart melted.
Mr. Smith. I'm really fine.
I reached out like a child who had done something wrong and touched his hand.
Does it hurt?
No.
But inside, my heart felt like it was overflowing with sweetness. He dropped me off at my apartment building and watched me go up. I walked to the window on my floor and waved at him, saying goodnight. Sarah Brown called to ask what happened, and I explained everything in detail.
Really, I've been by his side for so long, and this is the first time I've seen him worried. Oh my, he's so handsome, really so handsome. Do you think, since I've saved so many people, he might be moved and fall in love with me?
Oh, look at you, why don't you just throw yourself at him?
I don't dare. Besides, I've just managed to re-establish a good relationship with James Smith. What if I get too excited and accidentally hurt him?
Sarah laughed so hard she couldn't stop.
You know, if you really did hurt him, you'd have to take care of him for life. Isn't that a good deal?
That actually makes sense.
This story begins with my socially adept friend, Sarah Brown.
Excited, last night, James Smith called me in a hurry. He's been pursuing a senior martial arts sister from a renowned family. This sister is quite formidable, known for her fighting skills and quick temper. He's taken quite a few punches in his pursuit.
I was in a bad mood upon hearing this, even a bit angry.
Angry, how could he willingly take hits from someone else? But what saddens me more is realizing that my role as his bodyguard is actually to protect him while he chases after someone else.
The next day, this was confirmed. After lunch, I received an urgent call from James.
Frantic Emma, someone from a partner company has been hurt at the office. You need to come mediate.
I rushed to the scene and met my rival, the senior martial arts sister, Jessica Taylor.
Angry, is this hitting someone? This is a lesson. Teaching him how to behave. You should take this fool on the ground and get him treated.
The people were terrified, hiding behind some overturned chairs, asking James for an explanation.
Troubled, Emma, please take Jessica away.
Defiant, I'm not leaving. Shaking off Emma's hand.
Stern, James, did you hear that? Rolling eyes, so fierce.
Jessica and I struggled. Although she had some skills, I was stronger.
Angry, enough of this.
In a fit of anger, I simply hoisted her onto my shoulder and carried her away. Because she was my rival in love, I had certain opinions about her. It was a kind of inherent competition between women. However, she seemed to pay me no mind, neither asking who I was nor showing any surprise at my strength. Once inside the office, Jessica Taylor plopped herself down in James Smith's executive chair, visibly upset.
Little girl, you came late and don't know the whole story. Let me tell you, that director is truly shameless. He was harassing the new intern in the meeting room just now.
She took a deep breath before continuing.
Luckily, I arrived in time and caught him red-handed. Workplace harassment, who can tolerate that? I went up and gave him a punch, knocking him to the ground. He was begging for mercy, but I told him he had to apologize to the young lady. He refused, so I hit him again.
She paused, seemingly frustrated.
Everyone saw it, including James Smith, but he's mad at me. I don't get it.
Just as I was about to speak, James Smith walked in with a stern expression.
All sorted?
Jessica Taylor rushed up to him.
You didn't just let that shameless old man go, did you? Can't you see what kind of person he is? We should cut ties with him, not cooperate. Why are you so stubborn?
I was stunned. Indeed, those who are loved have nothing to fear. I wouldn't dare say a word against James Smith. The next moment, something even more alarming happened. James casually picked up a book and threw it to the ground.
Had enough?
Jessica Taylor shrank back, looking at him.
This could have been resolved legally, but you chose to use force. Not only did you hurt someone, but now I have to pay for it.
He let out a heavy sigh.
Since childhood, you've been causing trouble for me. I didn't mind, but do you have any idea how many messes you've made? Uncle cleaned up after you, and now I do. Where's your brain? Is it made of muscle?
Jessica Taylor, defiant, retorted.
Why are you blaming me? I was standing up for justice. I did nothing wrong.
James sighed and shook his head.
Go home.
Hey, I haven't finished what I came here for. I'm not leaving.
Suit yourself.
I stayed quietly in the corner, eavesdropping on their argument. From their exchange, I caught one key point. Could it be an arranged marriage or something? Poor me. Just as the office fell silent for a moment, Jessica Taylor suddenly lunged forward, trying to overpower James Smith.
You have to promise me.
I was startled and rushed to grab Jessica's hand. No, please let go of Mr. Smith.
I'll let go if he promises.
Though I didn't know what she wanted him to promise, I couldn't bear to see James Smith hurt. As James Smith's bodyguard, I ended up fighting with the person he liked. We both came out unscathed, but the office was a mess. Afterwards, Jessica wasn't angry at all. Instead, she patted my shoulder.
Not bad. How about becoming my apprentice?
I glanced at James Smith. He walked over, pulling me to his side.
No need. She'll stay by my side.
I blinked, feeling something was off. Jessica didn't seem jealous, and James's affection for me was openly displayed, but it was precisely their lack of concern that made me realize how much trust they had in each other. I even thought Jessica was quite admirable, righteous and straightforward. No wonder James liked her. I felt a pang of jealousy, but didn't dare to speak. When the office was just James and me, I apologized. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. I didn't mean to mess up the office.
It doesn't matter.
And with that, the tension seemed to dissipate, leaving me to ponder the complex relationships around me. Emma's mood had been off all day. She spent a long time talking to Sarah Brown on the phone that evening.
Emma, you sound down. How about we go to an amusement park for your birthday next week? It'll cheer you up.
That sounds fun, Sarah. I think I need a break. Also, I need to set boundaries with James Smith and keep our relationship strictly professional.
Emma took a day off in advance, and early in the morning, she and Sarah headed to the amusement park. After trying some thrilling rides, Emma felt a lot more relaxed. In the evening, Emma and Sarah returned to the hotel to celebrate her birthday. On her way back from the restroom, she unexpectedly ran into James Smith.
Mr. Smith. What a coincidence.
Celebrating your birthday?
Yes, I'm having dinner here with Sarah and the others. Mr. Smith, if it's convenient for you, would you like to join us for some cake?
James glanced at his watch. Emma thought he would decline.
Sure.
This way, Mr. Smith.
Emma tugged at his sleeve, but quickly let go after realizing it was inappropriate. She sent a text to Sarah to let her know.
I've heard so much about you, Mr. Smith.
Hello.
Sarah struck up a lively conversation with James and said many nice things about Emma.
Cut a piece of cake for your favorite person, Emma.
Oh, okay.
Emma picked the piece with the largest strawberry and handed it to James. Just as they were enjoying the cake, Sarah suggested they play Truth or Dare.
Sarah, maybe we should drop it.
I'm helping you out here.
At first, Sarah's questions to James were quite normal, like his height and weight, but then they became bolder.
Mr. Smith, do you have someone you like?
The room fell silent. Emma's heart raced. In the dim, intimate lighting, she heard James say one word.
Yes.
Emma held her breath.
What does she do?
Let's stop playing. It's late, and I should see Mr. Smith off.
We can't break the rules of the game.
But you asked 2 questions in a row. That's not allowed.
Ignoring Sarah's winks, Emma went to the side to drink alone.
Hey, Emma.
James stopped Sarah and came over to Emma. With a low tolerance for alcohol, Emma was already feeling tipsy after 2 drinks.
Hee, Mr. Smith, so you like strong women?
James's eyes seemed to burn through her. After a moment, he simply said,
Yes.
Emma's heart sank. So he really likes Jessica Taylor. Although I had long known the outcome, hearing James Smith say it himself still brought a dull ache to my heart. I walked straight to the balcony, but my steps began to falter. At that moment, a pair of strong hands wrapped around my waist.
Whispering, are you all right?
Our eyes met, and I looked at James Smith, emboldened by the alcohol.
Angry, Mr. Smith, won't Emily Johnson be upset with you acting like this?
James Smith's face darkened instantly.
Serious, what does she have to do with this?
I, however, was like a lit firecracker.
Shouting, why do you keep flirting with me when you have a girlfriend? Why do you always flaunt your charm in front of me?
James Smith's expression shifted, but I continued, undeterred.
Crying, do you know that I've had a crush on you since middle school? I've been silently watching you, working so hard to get into your company. To get your attention, I hid my strength and pretended to be a lady, but you still found out.
James Smith's eyes softened, but I was too caught up in my emotions to notice.
Crying, as your bodyguard, I've completely lost my femininity, and you discovered everything. There's no turning back now. To be with you, I've endured everything, but then I saw your perfect Jessica Taylor.
As I spoke, I started to cry.
Unfriendly, she's not my perfect.
Confused, what?
With tears and snot all over my face, he dropped such a bombshell.
Hopeful, what did you say?
My heart began to stir.
Serious, our families are just old friends. Jessica Taylor has been causing trouble since she was a kid. Besides her uncle, I'm the one who always has to clean up her messes. I'm so fed up with her.
I blinked, the amount of information overwhelming me.
Serious, a month ago, she told me she wanted to enter the entertainment industry, and it had to be my company. I tried to persuade her multiple times, telling her it wasn't suitable and that she should go dig mines in Africa. She almost beat me up for it. So when she came to the company this time, it was still about that.
I blinked again, trying to process everything.
Hopeful, so. I have a chance, don't I?
Even though I was drunk, I couldn't afford to lose face in front of Mr. Smith. I planned to go to the bathroom to clean myself up, but James Smith pulled me back. I fell right into his arms. We were so close that his breath brushed against my cheek, making my heart skip a beat. He cupped my face, his warm fingers gently wiping away my tears. I couldn't resist and leaned in to give him a quick kiss. James Smith's eyes froze, his Adam's apple bobbed, and his face turned red up to his ears. Then he struggled to drag me to the lounge chair on the open balcony, and his scorching lips met mine. At that moment, it felt like 1,000 fireworks exploded in my mind. The scene I had dreamed of countless times was now a reality. Excitedly, I wrapped my arms around James Smith's neck. The next day, Emma Davis woke up in an unfamiliar bed. Startled, she jumped up, fists raised, and examined everything around her. Then, the door opened and James Smith, dressed in casual home clothes, appeared less stern and more down to earth.
You're awake? He glanced at Emma and placed something on the coffee table. Come have breakfast, it's ready.
Emma was utterly confused. What happened yesterday? James walked over and bent down to help Emma put on her shoes.
Feeling a bit shy, she sat on the bed and put on her shoes, only to realize she was wearing nothing but a man's shirt. What happened between us yesterday?
James blushed slightly, a hint of a smile playing on his lips.
Oh no, did I take advantage of James yesterday? Did I use my strength to force him? Mr. Smith, I'm so sorry. My memory stops at the point where I was drinking. I can't remember anything after that. I'm really sorry. I tend to black out when I drink too much. Mr. Smith, I didn't mean to disrupt anything. Can we just pretend nothing happened?
Emma was so guilty she almost knelt down. How could she have lost control and disrespected her idol, James Smith, especially when he has someone he cares about? Sure enough, James's face darkened visibly. Terrified, Emma quickly found her clothes, got dressed, and took a cab home. On Monday, Emma nervously arrived at the office with dark circles under her eyes. Mr. Smith would definitely fire her. After all, she had crossed the line and disrupted his relationship with Jessica Taylor. But Mr. Smith still had her sign contracts and work with him, showing no intention of firing her. Moreover, it seemed Jessica was preparing to sign with another agency, and Mr. Smith was personally overseeing it. Emma accompanied him to several meetings with different agencies. What was going on? Was he avoiding her to this extent? Finally, after work, Emma dropped Mr. Smith off at his home and was about to get out of the car when he pulled her back. The driver, sensing the tension, got out of the car.
Emma Davis, you think you can just leave after what happened?
Emma shivered. No, Mr. Smith, I wouldn't dare. I really blacked out that day. I didn't mean to. Oh, she shouldn't have invited him for cake that day. Shouldn't have played truth or dare with Sarah Brown, and definitely shouldn't have drunk alcohol.
But you were very forward that day. Mr. Smith stared at her.
I really didn't mean to.
Mr. Smith ignored her words.
You said you've liked me for many years, followed me for a long time, and worked hard to get into my company. To get my attention, you even hid your strength and pretended to be a lady. But I still found out. You became my bodyguard, losing all femininity, and I noticed it all. Once you set your sights on me, you endured everything, but then you saw my first love, Jessica Taylor.
Stop it.
Emma couldn't hold back her tears. Years of secrets spilled out like beans in front of him, leaving her completely exposed.
Then why are you avoiding me now?
James Smith continued to press her.
Why don't you dare face your feelings?
Oh God, how could she dare? He has someone he likes.
Mr. Smith, I'm sorry. Can we just pretend it didn't happen? If it bothers you, I can resign.
Resign?
Yes, she nodded. I can disappear from your sight.
James's aura turned icy, and she couldn't help but shiver.
Idiot! Don't you know I like you too? I've liked you for a long time.
What?
He said he liked her for a long time. Did she hear that right?
Then, what about Jessica?
Silence. A terrifying silence followed.
I explained Jessica's situation to you last time.
James, furious, opened the car door and stormed off. I sat in my seat for a long time, piecing together what he had said, and finally remembered everything that happened that day. Moreover, on the day I lost my memory, I did indeed throw myself at James Smith. I locked my car and immediately got out, ignoring my burning cheeks, and sprinted after James Smith. This time, I was determined to seize my happiness. Just as I saw the elevator doors about to close, I pried them open with both hands.
What are you doing?
In James Smith's surprised expression, I watched the elevator doors close again. I had cornered him.
Let me go.
He tried to push me away, but at that moment I felt an immense surge of strength.
Mr. Smith, it was all a misunderstanding.
What misunderstanding? If you dislike me that much, as you wish, the resignation letter will be in your email tomorrow.
No, Mr. Smith, I still need to protect you, and in the future, protect our child.
It took James Smith a moment to react. Then, he silently pressed the floor button. When the elevator arrived, he grabbed my hand and led me into his apartment.
Do you still have memory lapses?
Huh? What do you mean?
He pinned me against the door, his hands gently brushing through my hair.
Shall we recall what happened that day?
My face flushed instantly. Was he going to?
Mr. Smith,
What? Did you really forget?
No. I remember everything.
He lifted my chin, lowered his head, and his kisses rained down softly. I felt my cheeks burning, like a boiling kettle, and because I was so nervous, I didn't know how to respond. James Smith held me, guiding me step by step. He laid me down on the bed, kissing me repeatedly, telling me over and over how much he loved me. Everything seemed to progress naturally, and I finally got the person I had been longing for. Later, I found out that during our school days, he had already noticed my antics. Every time it was my turn to do cleaning duty, the faucet at our school's mop-washing sink would break because of my strength. But every time, he would clean up the mess behind me and install a new one. When I returned, the faucet was always as good as new, eerily reminiscent of a horror story. Looking at the sleeping face of the culprit in front of me,